Dear Chosen One, listen carefully, for what will be revealed now is not just a warning. It is a divine, urgent, and prophetic call. Centuries ago, the prophet Daniel saw in night visions 4 beasts emerging from the waters. Deformed, monstrous creatures that represented empires, but also something much deeper, spiritual systems that would come back to life in the end times. And that time is now. What was once allegory is now silently materializing around you. The beasts are awakening, and they have come after you. Because the world is trying to erase what you carry. Your light, your truth, your name. And this message has arrived before it was too late. You feel it, don't you? An invisible weight, as if something is watching you, chasing you, trying to suffocate you. It's not paranoia. It's spiritual perception. The system is watching you because it knows that you don't belong to it. The gears of the world are being moved to contain those who have awakened. You are one of them. You have been identified, and the system does not tolerate the awakened. It tolerates the asleep, the conformists, those who follow without questioning. But you, Chosen One, you have already broken with the narrative. And now, the beasts want to either bend you or destroy you. But before continuing, answer me one thing. Are you ready to face this truth to the end? If you are, leave your like and subscribe to the channel now. Activate the notification bell so you don't miss any more revelations. And write in the "we" comments, "I see the beasts," to declare to the universe and the invisible that you are awake and aware. Because the war did not start now, it has only become visible. What is coming is not fiction. It is prophecy, and you are at the center of it. May divine protection cover you, for what will be said here may change everything. Daniel's vision begins with the sea being stirred by the 4 winds of heaven. This is not just a climatic metaphor, it is the sign that spiritual forces have been released to reveal what was hidden. The sea, in Hebrew symbolism, represents the unconscious mass of humanity, the instability of nations, the collective chaos. And from these waters, which also exist within you, the beasts emerge. They do not come from a physical place. They come from the structure of the world and the systems that govern the collective psyche. We are talking about symbolic entities that take on institutional, technological, and cultural forms. And they all have one mission: to erase the traces of light within the chosen ones. The first beast is a lion with eagle wings, majestic, golden, fierce. This creature represents false freedom, the one that gives you wings but binds you with all-seeing eyes. A symbol that reminds of powerful empires, yes, but also represents the current state of surveillance. Cameras, algorithms, data tracking, control disguised as security. They say it is for your good, but in reality, it is to predict your steps and program your behavior. The lion with wings watches you while you think you are free, but you are being watched, and the chosen ones are the first to be noticed, because they do not follow the pattern. The second beast is a bear carrying 3 ribs in its mouth, a symbol of brutal hunger, of insatiable appetite. This is the system of consumption, excess, existential greed. They taught you that you need more, buy more, win more, and that your value is in what you own. But this is all a trap, because while you chase unrealistic goals, your soul is being drained. The ribs the bear devours are the pillars of your essence, your peace, your presence, your truth, And the most tragic part? This system is made to look normal. It disguises itself as progress, but it is killing you from within. The third beast is a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads. Fast, multiple, impossible to control. This creature represents the era of speed, distraction, and fragmentation. We are living in the time of the leopard. 1,000 pieces of information per second, multiple voices, an avalanche of stimuli that empties your presence. You start one thing and are already pulled into another. There is no time to think, nor to feel, only to react. And in this rush, you lose what matters most, your connection with the invisible, with the inner voice, with the eternal. The leopard wants you to lose yourself, so you don't discover how powerful you really are. But then, the fourth beast arises. And here, the sacred text changes tone. Daniel cannot even name it. It is different, terrible, astounding. It has iron teeth, bronze claws, and 10 horns. It is a hybrid, synthetic monster, unlike any creature on Earth. This beast represents the current system, technocratic, digital, dehumanized. It is the fusion of everything that came before, elevated to the extreme. It is the empire of artificial intelligence, algorithms that decide what you see, think, and feel. It is the rule of the invisible technology that wants to replace the human spirit. It has no face, but it wants to erase yours. This fourth beast is the most dangerous because it is invisible. It does not roar, does not bite, does not bark. It whispers. It convinces you that everything is fine, while eroding your will. It pushes you toward conformity, toward silent acceptance, toward servitude disguised as modernity. But there is one thing the system will never be able to control: the awakened spirit. And that is why you, chosen one, are being hunted. Not for something you did, but for what you are. Because you do not fit. Because you do not accept the lies. Because you remember that you were born to rule, and not to kneel before the Iwi beasts. The scriptures say that this beast speaks arrogantly. It utters blasphemies against the Most High. This means that it does not attack with swords, but with narratives. It tries to kill faith, discredit the spirit, mock the truth. It is the age of subtle mockery, of delegitimized spirituality, of ridiculing the prophets. The chosen one is seen as strange, unbalanced, out of touch with reality. But that is exactly what protects you. Because those who do not fit cannot be manipulated. And that is why the system fears you so much. Because the more it tries to program you, the more you awaken. The prophecy says that this last beast will be different from all the others. That is because it does not impose a throne. It dissolves all others. It does not need an empire. It turns the whole world into an invisible empire. It is liquid, diffuse, disguised as technology, comfort, and efficiency. But behind the practicality is the cost: your soul. It is the beast that gives you everything, but demands something in return: your essence. And the most dangerous part is that many will accept it, smiling, without realizing they sold their eternity for temporary conveniences. The current system does not bind you with chains. It binds you with algorithms. And here comes the big twist. These beasts are not moving randomly. They are coming directly against the saints, against the separated, against the chosen ones. Daniel 7:8. 7 makes this clear. And it will make war against the saints and prevail against them until the Ancient of Days comes. This means that there will be a time of confrontation, a time when the chosen ones will appear to be defeated, when the darkness will seem to be winning. But this is also part of the prophecy, because it is at this moment that the judgment will be established, and the kingdom will be given to the people of the Most High. This kingdom is not political. It has no flag. It is spiritual. It is the dominion of the one who overcame himself, the one who did not bow to the beasts, the one who kept the faith even when everything told him to give up. This kingdom will be given to the chosen one who resisted, who saw, who remained whole in the midst of the collapse. That is why the beasts persecute you, because you represent the end of their cycle. You carry what they cannot produce: living spirit, awakened consciousness, unnegotiable light. Every time you say no to the system, you fulfill Daniel's prophecy and weaken the fourth beast. Judgment is not just an event in heaven. It is a process happening now. Every thought of yours is weighed. Every choice, every renunciation, every stance. The books are being opened, and they are not physical books. They are spiritual records. They hold the history of your soul, and what is being written about you is being read in the kingdom. The Ancient of Days is not just a distant figure. He is time. He is eternity observing the now, and he is waiting to see if you remain firm, or if you will be devoured by the beasts roaring around you. You can feel this war even without fully understanding it. Sometimes it's a tiredness that won't go away. Sometimes it's a feeling that something is wrong with the world, even when everything seems normal. That is your spirit trying to warn you. The system wants you to think everything is fine, but you know it's not. Because your soul has already seen what lies ahead, and no matter how hard they try to silence this voice within you, it keeps speaking, because it was planted by something greater. This voice is the trumpet. It is the revelation. It is the sound that announces that you have been called to something eternal. And right now, the beasts are trying to erase this voice. They surround you with empty entertainment, false doctrines, manipulated information, constant distractions, all so that you don't hear what the Spirit is telling you. But if you have come this far, it's because this voice has overcome the noise. It shouted louder inside you. It tore the veil of distraction and brought you to this message. This is not a coincidence. This is destiny. And now that you know, you can't go back. You've seen the beasts. And now you need to choose. Be shaped by them, or become the one who brings them down. Daniel did not flee from the vision. He wrote it down. He revealed it. He felt fear, yes, but he did not hide, because those who receive visions like that have the responsibility to warn, and you have been called for this as well, to be a watchman, a herald, a revealer. You were awakened in a time where everything is being disguised, and that's why your authenticity is an act of war. Do not be afraid to seem strange. Do not be afraid to stand out. The world of the asleep mocks those who awaken, until the heavens open. And when that happens, the mockers will fall, and the chosen ones will be elevated. There is something that the beasts fear more than anything: the unprogrammed truth. The truth that comes from the Spirit and cannot be manipulated by narratives. The chosen one is the one who carries this truth in their chest, even when the entire world surrenders to the lie. And that is why they are attacked, because their presence is already a problem for the system. Their light reveals what is hidden. Their existence denounces the artificial. When you enter a place, something changes. Because your frequency vibrates at a frequency that the beasts cannot withstand. You are unknowingly an instrument of revelation. But this comes at a cost. You have already felt the weight of it. Broken relationships, people distancing themselves, unexplained oppression, spiritual attacks, doubts that don't seem like yours. It's the system trying to silence you from the inside out. Because when it can no longer control you with fear, it tries to consume you through exhaustion. It wants you to give up on your calling. It wants you to accept being normal, to abandon the difference that makes you dangerous. But that will not be possible, chosen one, because there is something in you that has already been sealed. And even if you try to flee from the mission, it will always find you. The time for neutrality is over. Either you are light, or you will be swallowed by the darkness disguised as progress. Either you awaken, or you will be programmed. Either you assume your spiritual identity, or you will be molded by an artificial identity. This is the time of separation. Daniel saw this clearly. The kingdoms will pass, the beasts will fall, the empires will crumble, but those who remain faithful to their essence will receive a kingdom that will never be destroyed. The world will call this madness, but the heavens will call it faithfulness. And in this kingdom, those who overcame the beasts will rule with justice and glory. Do you understand now, chosen one? The prophecy was never about literal monsters. It has always been about discernment, about understanding the time in which you live, about recognizing the disguise of the forces that try to erase your light. The modern world is too sophisticated to use chains. It uses promises, pleasures, comforts. But the price of this is the anesthesia of the soul. And many are giving up their eternity for emotional crumbs. But you are here because you chose to remember. Because somewhere inside you, you still hear the echo of eternity calling your name. And this echo is growing louder. You have already noticed the signs. Coincidences that aren't coincidences. More intense dreams. Connections that once seemed irrelevant now seem like encrypted messages from the higher. This happens because when the chosen one awakens, heaven begins to communicate more clearly. But also because the system notices and tries to neutralize the advance. Then come the blocks, internal struggles, inexplicable tiredness. Do not interpret this as failure. It is confirmation. Confirmation that you have been detected. Confirmation that the kingdom is already in motion within you. Time is speeding up, and the beasts are becoming bolder. They no longer hide. Now, they appear in full screen, in the palms of your hands, in your feeds, in algorithms, in official discourses. Everything is being aligned for the final collapse. But this collapse is necessary because only what cannot be shaken will remain standing. The chosen one is forged in the fall of empires. They are molded in the crumbling of structures. While everyone runs to save the system, they remain firm. Because their hope is not in the kingdoms of this world, it is in the one who will come. And this kingdom is already inside you. Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you." This means that, even surrounded by the beasts, the chosen one can live as a king. They can maintain their peace, their clarity, their identity. No matter the external chaos, the one who governs their inner world has already won. And that is the key that brings down the whole system. When you understand that the beasts have no power over the one who does not bargain their soul, they lose strength. That is why the system tries to convince you that you are weak, lost, confused, because it knows what you really are, and it fears the moment when you too will discover. The fourth beast does not face you with claws, but with illusions. It wants you to believe that you are alone, that no one understands you, that your spiritual sensitivity is weakness, that your intuition is madness. But this is all a lie. The truth is that your perception is a gift. Your pain is a sign that your soul is still alive. Your sensitivity is an antenna. You pick up what many cannot see. And this is not a defect. It is a spiritual armor. The system mocks this because it knows that when you trust this gift, you become uncontrollable. The beast knows it cannot stop you from being who you are, so it tries to distract you, empty you, make you chase distorted versions of success, love, spirituality. But you feel, deep down, that none of that satisfies, because nothing false feeds a true soul. And when the chosen one realizes this, the game changes. They stop searching outside for what has always been inside. They stop selling themselves for applause. They abandon the need to please, and they begin to hear the only voice that truly matters, the voice of the Spirit. And this voice always speaks with truth. Daniel saw this beast making war against the saints and prevailing for a time. This shows us that there will be pressure, there will be resistance. The system will seem invincible, but it is not, because soon after, the scripture says the Ancient of Days sits, and the judgment begins. This means that the time of the beast is limited. Its influence has an expiration date. It may prevail for a moment, but it will never win over those who belong to the Most High. This is the chosen one's hope, knowing that their faithfulness is being observed, and that their resistance is not in vain. It is recorded. It is weighing in favor of the kingdom. And you need to understand this. Every time you say no to the system, you are saying yes to your eternal destiny. Every choice, every renunciation, every silence in the face of chaos is building something invisible that will be visible in due time. You are not losing. You are being prepared, because the kingdom is not given to the hasty, but to the firm, to those who endure the fire and do not melt, to those who look at the beasts and do not bow, to those who recognize that they do not belong to this world, but were sent to transform it. You are not behind, you are in spiritual formation. The world will call you crazy, radical, exaggerated. But remember, Jesus was also called a fool. The prophets were persecuted. The saints were silenced. This is part of the way. If you were ordinary, the system wouldn't notice you. But you have been marked with light. And where there is light, darkness is disturbed. That is why your presence bothers so many people. Because you activate consciousness where there was dormancy. You reveal lies where there was conformity. You radiate what the beasts cannot erase, identity. And once it is awakened, it will never sleep again. You are part of the prophecy, not as a spectator, but as part of the fulfillment. Daniel saw the time we are living in now. He described precisely the powers that would rule the world. He saw the beasts, the thrones, the books. He saw the judgment, but he also saw you. He saw the saints being lifted up. He saw the kingdom being given to a people that would not bow. You are part of this generation. A generation that will no longer accept being manipulated. A generation that will not be programmed. A generation that is willing to pay the price for the truth. And this price is high, but it is worth every second. Because what awaits you is not a human crown. It is eternal glory. It is peace that does not depend on circumstances. It is authority that cannot be bought. It is a purpose that no one can take from you. The system will try. It will roar. It will seduce. But you have already seen through the mask, and those who see will no longer be deceived. You are the fulfillment of the vision. You are the answer to the prayer. You are the echo of Daniel's prophecy, crossing centuries and manifesting in living flesh now. The beasts know this, and that is why they are coming. Do you feel the call? It's not loud. It's firm, silent, but constant. It's that voice that whispers in the midst of chaos. Remember who you are. This is what the system wants, to erase. Not your dreams, not your career, but your spiritual identity. Because it is the root of everything. When you forget who you are, everything around you loses meaning. But when you remember, even the desert becomes sacred ground. The beasts want you to live in confusion, doubt, fear. But there is a greater power guiding you, and it is leading you exactly where you should be, at the center of the vision. And this center is the place where the books are opened. Daniel saw that amidst the chaos, thrones were set, and someone sat on them. The Ancient of Days, the symbol of eternity, the final judgment, divine justice, appears to establish what is true. And the books were opened. This means all masks fall, all truths emerge. Every soul is confronted with what it has truly built. And in the midst of it all, the saints receive the kingdom. Not the powerful, not the rich, not the famous, but the faithful. The ones who remained pure, the ones who did not negotiate their light. This scene is not future. It is happening now, in the invisible. There are books being opened right at this moment, and your name is there. Your choices, your thoughts, your resistance. Nothing is going unnoticed. No tear was ignored. No prayer was in vain. Everything is being recorded. And when the time comes, the truth will become undeniable. Those who mocked will see. Those who secretly laughed will fall into silence. Because the chosen one was not called to please, but to awaken. And the presence of an awakened one always disturbs those who are still asleep. The world will try to convince you that you are wrong. It will say that you are out of touch with reality. It will push you toward normality at all costs. But what they call normal is spiritual sickness. It is conformity disguised as balance. It is slow death disguised as life. You are not abnormal. You are original. You are not strange. You are celestial. You did not come to adapt. You came to transform. And every time you try to fit in, you feel pain. Because your soul was made to fly in skies that most have never seen. And now, it's time to activate those wings. The beasts have risen, but not to win. They have risen to fulfill a role. They are part of the prophecy. They appear to test the chosen ones, to test their firmness, to reveal who is truly awake. Because in the end, they inherit nothing. Who inherits is the Son of Man. Who inherits is the one who was humbled but remained faithful. Who inherits is the one who was silenced but kept the truth. Who inherits is the chosen one who saw the beasts and was not afraid. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to stay even while trembling. And you stayed, even in silence, even with doubts, even while being attacked from all sides. You are still here, And that is proof enough. Proof that your root is deeper than you imagined. Proof that the Spirit dwells in you. Proof that you were chosen, not for merit, but for identity. The final time is at hand. The thrones are being set. The books have already been opened, and the beasts are watching. But they will not win, because the kingdom has already begun, and you, chosen one, are among those who will receive it with glory. Chosen one, now you know. Daniel's beasts are not just creatures from a prophetic past. They are the gears of the present, disguised as modernity, progress, and normality. They do not come with roars, but with speeches. They do not use fangs, but codes. They do not bind you with chains, but with distractions. And they are here, now, acting everywhere, in every screen, in every decision. But now that you have seen, there is no going back to the previous state. You have been marked by the vision, and those who see can never pretend to be blind again. So, be firm. Keep this revelation within you as sword and shield. Strengthen your mind with discernment, your soul with faith, and your spirit with truth. Because days will come when everything will seem to collapse, and only those anchored in the invisible will remain standing. You have been warned. You have been awakened. And now, you need to take your position. Write in the comments, I'm unshakable, and declare to the spiritual world that you are aware, firm, and unshakable. Take this moment to leave your like below, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell because more revelations are coming. And you need to be ready to receive them. And if this message touched something deep within you, share it with other chosen ones. Maybe they are still surrounded by the beasts, without knowing. And this video can be the sound of awakening for them too. I thank all those who have supported the channel. If you wish to contribute even more significantly to our growth, consider supporting the creation of more transformative content through the Buy Me a Coffee link pinned in the first comment. Your support is essential for us to continue together on this journey. And don't stop here. Click on the recommended video on the screen or explore the Chosen One Secrets playlist, where we dive even deeper into how you can reach your fullest potential. You are the master of your destiny, and the world is yours to conquer. Walk with confidence and keep shining. See you next time, and may God bless you.